Now, what should give you hope about Syracuse's offensive line coming together and being one of the better units in the ACC is not just the fact that they got talent or the versatility or the fact that they're big. We haven't discussed enough the system. And Zach Rice, I mentioned it earlier, but he said it. The system is really good for him. And maybe that is the key right there for this unit in general. Now, we know, based on what the coaches have said, Syracuse is not changing their offensive scheme from a year ago. So, what about Syracuse's scheme makes it easier for offensive linemen? Not easy, easier. It's the fact, given last year, Syracuse ran a lot of short passing plays, quick developing passing plays. You saw a lot of bubble screens. You saw a lot of quick ins, a lot of quick outs, quick slants, a lot of RPO action. Kyle McCord's job last year, for the most part, decipher the defense pre-snap, figure out what he's going to do with the ball before he gets the ball, and when he gets the ball, deliver an on-time, accurate throw. And he did that better than almost any quarterback in the country, if not actually better than any other quarterback in the country. When a quarterback is getting rid of the ball so quickly, that obviously helps the offensive line, particularly in pass protection, because they don't have to pass block for that long. If it's set hike, 1-2 throw, your offensive line doesn't have to do all that much. Withstand that initial pressure from the defensive line, and you're golden. And that's what Kyle McCord did last year, and the stats actually back it up. Syracuse football last year in pass protection, they were 34th best in the country in sack rate allowed. They only got sacked on 4.5% of their pass attempts last year. Again, that was 34th in the nation. Pretty good. So the offensive scheme makes it kind of friendly for offensive linemen in general, particularly in pass protection. And as a result, I have faith that the offensive line will be pretty good. And you should probably have faith that the offensive line will be pretty good, so long as the quarterback does his job of getting rid of the football on time. As far as the run blocking is concerned, that's, I guess, the concern. Because Syracuse last year, quite frankly, was not a good run blocking team. They were second worst in the ACC with only 3.2 yards per carry. Yes, I understand that that's in part because Kyle McCord, not a super mobile quarterback, and quarterbacks lose rushing yards on sacks for whatever reason in college football. I understand that, but still, it's not like Syracuse's running backs had the highest yards per carry either. This was not a very efficient running team, despite having LaQuinn Allen last season in the backfield. The good news is that the offensive line should be better in run blocking than it was last season, because they were second worst in the ACC last year, 3.2 yards per carry. You have to figure they can be a little bit better in run blocking this upcoming season. So I do think the offensive line in general, I call it boom or bust. I'm leaning more towards boom. I do think it'll be one of the better offensive units or offensive line units in the ACC. But hey, agree with me, disagree with me, comment in the comments section below. As far as who I think is going to start, this is tricky because I don't think really anyone knows what the starting five will be for the offensive line. Again, there's 5 offensive linemen. That's why I say starting 5. This is not basketball. They're all rotating. It's not easy. I'm going to do my best to go 5 for 5. So let's try. Left tackle, Demetrius Witherspoon. Why Demetrius Witherspoon at left tackle? That's where he made 10 starts for Syracuse last season. Okay. Left guard, TJ Ferguson. He made 7 starts for Florida State there last season. Center. This is probably the one I'm most confident in Austin Collins, because it's been the expectation for a while, particularly after Mark Petrie went down. And the reason is because Austin Collins, not only the fact that Mark Petrie went down, it's also because he does have some experience playing center at Louisville. At right guard, Zach Rice, the former 5-star tackle. Why at right guard? That's where he played at North Carolina the prior seasons when he did get on the field. Right tackle, this one obviously very tricky too. I'm going to go with Cam Pringle. He's only played 6 snaps in college football. That is the number 6 only. All at right guard. And they were all run plays, I believe against Akron, for South Carolina. But he was listed as a tackle in the transfer portal, and some major recruiting websites also list him as a tackle. So I'll pencil him in as the right tackle. So overall, my prediction, I guess, is Demetrius Witherspoon at left tackle, TJ Ferguson left guard, center Austin Collins, right guard Zach Rice, right tackle Cam Pringle.